Well, hello, everybody. 1 minute, I'll be right with you. Hey, everybody. So I'm Kelly Kolodny, and we're doing an Ask an Angel call. Lots of beautiful, familiar faces today. And I'm sure there's some new peeps who haven't ever been here before. Haven't been consistent with our Sunday calls. We've had a lot going on, but our plan now is to be here for all of you on Sundays at 2 o'clock, moving forward to the best of my capacity. So can everybody hear me? Is there a hearing issue? Nope, you got me. Okay. All right. Fabulous. So a couple announcements. We're getting close to, a lot of people are celebrating Hanukkah, or if that just finished up. We're moving into the Christmas season for some people. I know people all over the world are celebrating all different traditions and things. So sometimes when we gather with family, that can create some stress and triggers for all of us. And we can get ourselves in a tizzy around that and all the things that we have to do. So we're doing a special angel activation blessing on December 19th. And we're going to bring in the four of the major archangels. It'll be Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, and Archangel Michael. And it's a 2-hour program. And I haven't gotten the full download, but I know it's going to be sweet and amazing to connect with all those beautiful angels right before the holiday. And the purpose of it is to bring you in a state of bliss and joy and peace so that you can enjoy this time and be together in a playful and a happy way. So it's a beautiful gift. If you want to give it to anybody, or you want to just get in that great space yourself, it'll be on December 19th at 1 o'clock, and looking forward to it. So that weekend, there will not be an Ask an Angel free call. That'll be a paid event for the last 2 hours, and there's limited seating. So if you're interested in that, there should be a link where you got the link for today. Okay, any other announcements? Casey, many of you know very well, who runs the Starseed class with me and is my son, and I'm not just saying this because I'm his mom, is incredibly intuitive and an amazing coach, and really supportive in helping you create your vision. And I know a lot of times we're like, okay, the new year's here, January 1, ready to get our vision in order and create what we're going to have for 2022. But there's no reason we need to wait then. This is a perfect time with the solar eclipse, and the new moon energy is a really opening for new beginnings, to start to get things in place and the momentum going now, so that when the new year kicks in, you're all set and you have a real vision and clarity where you want to go, and he'll help you to execute that and bring it into fruition. He has manifestation skills like nobody I've ever seen before. He could manifest pretty much anything out of thin air. So we'll send you a link about that too. All right, I think that's it for announcements. So today, obviously, I'm going to channel the Angel Raphael for all of you. And I don't know if we're going to do Q&A. Let's see, there's some questions here. Oh, I send out the replay for the holiday activation. If you have registered for it, yes, absolutely. But it is a paid event though, so not everybody will get it. And we're going to do a healing activation with the Angel Raphael today. For those of you who are new to this process, I've been channeling. It was 33 years on November 23rd this year. Long, long time. As you can imagine, I was a young college student when it happened. And it has been a magnificent and beautiful gift. And how it works for me is I close my eyes and I make these sounds, kind of like a toning sound. And that's me starting to bring in Raphael's energy. So her energy, or his, however you think of the Angel Raphael, integrates with mine. And I'm able to bring that energy through my body or vessel and communicate with all of you. And my hands move a bit and I kind of rock and my eyes are closed, just to give you a heads up what will happen. All right, so I think with that, we're just all going to get started and see what comes up. If anybody has a real pressing question for the Angel Raphael regarding healing that's universal and you want to pop it in the chat box, potentially depending on how this thing is rolling out, we can answer that. Otherwise, we're going to drop right into an activation. Okay. Any questions? All right, we're good. Wow. Wow. Hello,
Hello,
hello, hello, hello, hello,
hello,
hello.
hello.
As always, we are delighted to be here for all of you. For, in a sense, this is my job to bring messages of light and to remind you all of who it is that you are. And it is our understanding as we are tuning into the vibration of Kelly that she was wanting to align with the essence of healing for the body, the mind, and the soul. And so we are happy to do that, of course. And I, as Archangel Raphael, specialize in healing and of the Emerald Ray. Where's Casey? Oh, hello,
Hello,
hello, hello.
hello.
We are needing your energy. We are asking you to ground and to bring a sphere of energy here and around for your divine masculine energy is of importance at this time to assist the balancing of ours and yours to bring it into a place of equilibrium. And it is right now that what is occurring and taking place on the planet, many of you are feeling on many different levels as a lot of energy is being released from your etheric and astral bodies as density is beginning to dissolve. And as this is a dissolving, it can create havoc, or some others may even call this ascension symptoms in the body and in the emotional field and in the mental field. And this can be disruptive as it can take a harmonic energetic field and create a lot of static. For you are releasing right now energies not only that have accumulated in this particular lifetime from the moment that you were born of anything that has happened in the emotional feeling body around trauma or upset or suffering or grief or pain, but you are releasing energies on an accumulative level, on the soul level, from lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. For you are coming to a culmination of energies that are coming to a convergence point on the planet where you are lifting and dissolving an entire fabric of reality that is dissolving in a sense in front of you. And as that is happening, it can be in a sense unnerving, or you can feel unrooted or uneasy. Sometimes you can be emotional or all over the place, up and down. Sometimes you may feel anxiety. Other times you may have physical ailments presenting themselves. Then sometimes you might feel a bit dizzy or disoriented, because that in which you have oriented yourself to, the compass in which you have aligned your vibration to from the time you were born and entered into the fabric of this particular understanding of reality, is not what we don't want to use the word warping because it's not a negative thing, but it is shifting in a sense. It is beginning to change just so slightly. And just that little bit of movement can be disorienting and can begin to break apart or break down heavy energies that are dense, that are accumulated. And in doing so, they're floating around. It's almost as if you had some toxicity, let's say, in the body, and it wasn't able to be absorbed and to be pulled out and to be released through the digestive system, and it was floating around. You would feel nauseous, or you would feel sick or lightheaded. Well, on an energetic standpoint, the planet's toxins, in a sense, are coming up to the surface, and before they are fully released and dissolved and able to be cleaned up in a way from the collective consciousness, they're in a way right now floating around. And as they're floating around, they can cause these symptoms that can show up in either the physical, the emotional, or the mental body. And so my job as Archangel Raphael is to support all of you in being able to dissolve and to heal these energies. And they can come in either form of physical, emotional, or mental. And it is that many of you now, from working with me for so long, are very familiar with the fact that when you go to sleep at night, if you intend to work with us from the angelic realm and many of the great ascended masters and beings of light that are dedicated to assisting Mother Earth and humanity to evolve in consciousness and for humanity to fully awaken to the presence of who you are, so that you can remember your own divine self and truth and master that presence of the I am that I am, can come to us with request where we can support you in this healing. And many of you might think, well, that's just sort of like praying. And in some regards, it is. But it is beyond that, because the more you do it regularly, you start to create a relationship and a connection to a particular etheric place that becomes a second home for you, where you merge more and more and more with the presence of the I am of who it is that you are, in a sense, meaning the highest aspect of self. And when you make a self-mastery your number one priority, meaning that learning and becoming fully acquainted with the highest aspect of self, of who it is that you are beyond the confines of the body and the personality, to the higher vibrational octaves of who you really are, then you can begin to slowly begin to fully be emerged and to merge with and to connect fully with and become that higher frequency, in which case that frequency is vibrating at such a level that it is instantaneously dissolving those particles of toxicity that may be floating around, because they are not a vibrational match any longer, and they cannot find themselves in your physical, emotional, mental, or etheric spiritual being. And so it is that planning at night to do this work is something that we are asking from the angelic realm for all of you to do. We are asking, in a sense, a favor of you, because it is in your willingness to do this, which does not require much energy on your part, because it happens during sleep time and you're very unconscious about it. And sometimes you can choose in your intention as you begin to awaken in the morning to fully remember what occurred and to be able to integrate it fully into your waking state in the dimension of the reality you understand to be who you are now. You begin to incrementally raise your frequency to a new level and begin to merge with the I am presence of the highest aspect of self. And so the more of you that can do this all over the world and can remind others to do this in the simplicity of it, the greater the vibration will rise within you and each other, and will create a web of light across the globe, raising the frequency to support the dissolving of these denser energies that are creating havoc right now. So it is that these dense vibrations that we speak of were across your globe for a very long time, and they were always there, but they were contained, and you were vibrating at a certain level collectively that you were able to assimilate them, and you went about your business. And although there were wars and poverty, starvation, and havoc that always unfolded and occurred on your planet, the consciousness had a certain way of perceiving and looking at it, and an ability to move through it with a recognition of that was part of what was occurring or accepted in life. But so many now have raised their vibration in an ability to recognize that that is not something that needs to unfold or occur, and are witnessing and unveiling and recognizing systems that have been put in place to create collective programming that have contained the collective consciousness in this certain paradigm of linear hierarchy thinking and behaving, that are being exposed for what they are as others are awakening to that. And what is happening in the awakening to it is that it's like opening a door where trash had been stored, and it's floating up now to the surface. And just because before it was contained and the door was shut didn't mean it wasn't there. But now that the door is open, it seems more toxic than ever. And it's not actually any more toxic, it's just more visible. It's just more present. You're walking around and you're seeing, in a sense, the trash. And so in order to clean up this trash, and we don't know why we've chosen a trash analogy, it is that you have to consciously decide that you want to clean it, which means a clearing and a healing. We're not talking about trash of someone else's, but that of your own, meaning anything within your own self that needs attention, that needs to be healed, that needs to be forgiven, that needs to be looked at, that needs self-care, that needs love, must be addressed so that you are able to navigate through the coming changes that are taking place on the planet with ease and grace, and move into a space in which you are a loving witness to it and able to process it with harmony and love and appreciation and understanding and larger perspective. And so self-mastery of the physical, the emotional, and the mental body is essential at this time. And it is not only imperative that it will support all of you in personally feeling much better and more in alignment, more grounded, healthier, stronger, more even keeled emotionally, but it will also deeply support the entire collective humanity as a soul group of beings, and the beautiful Mother Earth that homes and loves you every day. So that collectively, those new beings that are being born right now, who are being born into a place in which the programming has broken down, are coming in with a new vibration, a new way of seeing, a new way of being, and a new way of ushering in more energy that will bring a lifting of a much much lighter and unified field of love that will reign across the globe. And so we want you to know, to be hopeful, and to feel that these young beings that are born today are incarnations of very, very old masters and souls that will be walking across the globe carrying such a frequency that it will ripple through the planet as a whole, bringing healing for all. But all of you also are here to contribute. And if you are here listening to this, it means that you're a being of light that chose to be here right now during this historic time to serve and to be of assistance to humanity and to Mother Earth as a whole. But that will require not so much that you will, of course, want to help others and do things for others, but first and foremost to go into your own personal energetic field and to clear away heavy and dense energies that have been accumulated. Now, we wanted to talk to you today about healing in the body. And of course, when anything, and many of you are aware of this, in the body is expressing itself as a symptom, is of course your body communicating with you and asking you to make an alteration or a change or a shift in something in your experience. But it is also cannot drop into the physical body until it has formed first in the feeling and emotional body, and it doesn't form in the emotional and feeling body until it is formed in the mental body, and it doesn't form in the mental body until there is a discordant connection with the spiritual presence of the I am that I am. So it is the merging with the I am that I am, which is your I am presence, which is the highest aspect of who you are and your divinity, that resides in complete wholeness and wellness at all times. It is fully vital and present in the vibrance of perfect health on all of those levels, that as you begin to merge with it, it begins to come in and dissolve, clear, and release these denser energies that are coming up now to the surface and floating for your attention. And so sometimes you might feel as if you've been on a spiritual path for a very long time, that you've been working very hard, that you do everything to maintain perfect health on an emotional, physical, and mental level, and yet more and more keep surfacing. And that is very important for you not to criticize yourself or to look down upon yourself for such things that are occurring, because what that just means is that you are strong enough, that you are capable enough, that more is surfacing to be healed, because you are peeling away an onion. You're peeling away all of these layers of heavy, dense energy that have accumulated from the moment that the soul gave birth, not in this lifetime, but from the beginning of all time. And as you are clearing it, you're clearing it energetically for self and for others, and are of great service in doing so. And when it is peeled, the light that will shine through is the presence of the I am. And that presence is beyond beauty that can be explained with words in the language in which you understand at this time. And so as you are all doing that, that I am presence of complete light and unconditional love begins to merge across the globe and brings healing and light all around. And so it is that we ask you today to make a commitment to, at nighttime, asking to come to visit us in the etheric realm, coming with whatever request it is that you may have as you enter into the high temples of vibration where we live and dwell, knowing that coming there with the intention of understanding and remembering the communication we have with you, that you can bring anything that has been reoccurring as a theme in this lifetime, whether it be in the body or the emotional or the mental field, and communicate it with us as we may shed light upon it, giving you greater perspective, understanding, understanding and actions to take to support the releasing and dissolving of it so that that density may be consumed into the light of all that is as you begin to expand and express yourself at the highest frequencies. So we're going to take you today, tonight, or in this now moment, wherever it is that you are, to the place in which it is that we dwell, which is infinite and many, but to give you a perspective as how to navigate and to bring yourself there during sleep time, so that this is something in which you can do and understand without the presence of my energy, my voice, or me with you present, knowing it is something you may do each night on your own, and yet at the other side, I will be there waiting for you. All of you carry a certain vibrational coding, a certain vibrational frequency, and a name in a sense. Many of you are already attuned to the fact that there are particular angelic beings that are of great assistance to you. You may feel a deeper connection to one in particular, one that in which you had an agreement with before coming to earth, it would be of assistance, as well as many guides, beings of light, ascended masters, gods and goddesses of all types, different archetypal energies that can be of support, depending upon what it is you are seeking or wanting to heal or to work on at any given time. We often speak of and bring you to a place called Telos. For those of you who are not familiar with this, it is a place that is etheric. It is not tangible in the way that you understand in the form of matter, but it is very light. And it is a city, we call it a crystalline city. It dwells in Northern California in Mount Shasta beneath a mountain. You can think of it in any way that you want, for it doesn't need to be anything particular. But there is one way in which you may enter it, which is through the top of the mountain, and it opens up into a golden disc. And when that disc opens, it drops you down deep where the great Saint Germain, which is a being of transformation and love, brings his violet flame to clear all through energies with you. And then you may travel in your etheric body around this particular crystalline city of light, where many of the ascended masters live and dwell and are accessible to you. Their doors are open now to humanity to come and to visit them, to spend time there at night. Whether you are seeking to grow something that is in relationship to your purpose, to bring it into full fruition or abundance, whether you have an ailment in which you are seeking to heal, or whether you are looking to meet a partner or someone to love and to love back, a twin flame of sort, or to heal a current relationship with a loved one or friend, or to be of service to the planet, or to discover a technology, a science, or an understanding of math, to illuminate a question in which you may be residing, to learn how to be disciplined and to follow a routine to support you in being the fully activated and actualized being that you are. There are many different schools there to attune to nature and to the temples of light. And it is that as you spend time and intend, before you go to bed, as you are falling off to sleep, you say, I intend to travel into the crystalline city of light to work with the ascended masters. And this evening, I want to go to the temple of physical, emotional, or mental healing as an example. And I intend that I shall remember what happens when I awake, and I shall take notes. And the notes that I take will bring me great clarity and great guidance forward in my day as how to proceed. And with the absolute appreciation for the fact that the doors have been opened to these higher realms and that these ascended beings of light are assisting me, I promise that I, in an exchange for what they are doing for me, in an exchange of energy, that I will take those notes seriously and that I will act upon them for myself, my loved ones, my planet, and all of those around. And in doing so, we are are asking you to do this for the next 30 days. We right now are at a time in which the energies are moving at a very fast rate, and the density vibrations are coming up very quickly, and they are floating all around. That's why a lot of you are feeling this. And so it's going to accelerate in the next several weeks. And if you are doing this work at night, it will help you to stay balanced and grounded, connected and supported, but it will also ease the transition and changes that are arising so that they can be met with grace and beauty and understanding and appreciation. So in a sense, I am asking of you to do this at night. It only will take you about 30 seconds to a minute to make this intention before bed, and then another few moments in the morning to take a pen and paper with clarity as to what it is that you receive. And then, of course, greater commitment to act upon that which you know and learn. It may take a week or two or more before you start really attuning to this place and starting to become familiar with it. At first, it might just feel like a feeling that you're floating somewhere and it starts to become familiar. And then it might start to be a continuation where you will wake up in the morning and write down and remember what happens. And when you go to bed, you will pick up where you left off, like a story that is continuing to unfold. Over time, the faces and the features, the robes, the light, the connection to the beings, their colors and their vibrations will become stronger. Your ability to visualize them and attune to them, their presence will start to show up for you during the day as you are in your waking state, walking around your life. You'll be able to call upon them and feel them closer and near you in a way that they can open a doorway and assist you in something. But it takes time and practice, because what you're doing is you're developing a sense that you have forgotten, that the door has been closed to in this lifetime. As you are accentuating it and opening it and spending time working with it, like anything, like learning to play an instrument, the more you practice, the more you become adept at it. And with this, it is the same until the reality of your nighttime work with these beings starts to bleed in and starts to connect even more with your day and the realm in which you are here. And enough people working in this way with these higher beings of and the higher states of the I am that I am, you start to merge these worlds as you become and carry a vehicle of light that is a walking temple of light that is moving through time and space in this particular reality, where things are much easier, where your emotions are in greater sense of balance, where you're experiencing more joy. And when grief and pain is there, you're experiencing that too, because it is part of the human experience and it is what you signed up for, but you are doing it with a different sense of perspective. There's almost joy in the beauty of each emotion and the savoring of it, even the ones in the past that perhaps had been labeled as bad or negative, knowing that those are sensations of the human experience. And your perspective begins to shift and dwell, and your ability to miraculously heal in the physical, emotional, and mental body quickens, and like the speed of light, you begin to move at such a rapid pace that the thought forms that you have become an instantaneous reflection and mirror of your reality, or what you may label manifestation. And so my job as Archangel Raphael is to assist you in these processes, in these teachings, in these understandings, through talking through Kelly and through people around the globe, and through teaching the classes that we teach and working with Casey and his expertise, because all these things that you are learning and understanding are accumulating energetically over years and years in your field to assist you in a new vibration that then will merge collectively across the globe as you have dissolved, in a sense, the toxic, denser energies into a new and higher octave of light that then will bring about a merging and an ability for you in the vibration you are carrying to merge with the new children that are being born, to create a web of light across the globe that reigns in a new perspective, where the old paradigm of hierarchy, greater, less than, unworthiness, separation, division, and suffering and pain is no longer viable in the way that it has been, that it shifts into a new way of being, and your priorities change, your values shift in that to the idea of unifying with the highest aspect of who you are, rather than accumulating material goods or succeeding necessarily in something or becoming famous or whatever one may be striving for. One strives for fully merging with the I am that I am presence, with the God self, with the mastery of knowing and merging with your pure and own divinity. That in itself becomes the goal. That is what is seen and understood that you are moving toward. And in that, at the merging with your own divinity and the fully remembering of the mastering of who you are that is a master, those things that you in the past had seek to have, to accumulate, to achieve, or to do, automatically just are, because of course in the mastery of who you are in unlimited abundance, you are in joy, you are feeling laughter and playfulness, you are creating and manifesting instantaneously, you're enjoying the earth and its beauty and its sunsets and the flowers and the birds and the ocean and all of that, and deep gratitude. You are merging with the bliss of that energy because you are mastering your divinity, which is the uncovering and the releasing of heavy, dense energies that are coming now to the surface to be healed. And so that is why I'm here. And that is my message for all of you. And I ask of you to go into your sleep with this intent. It is easy and simple, and yet profound and important. So I will take you right now to one of the temples, the Temple of Healing, for there are, of course, many, and they are infinite. And although we speak of telos, it is only one place of infinite places that are points of light across the globe. And we can delve into and learn about them and study them if you would like over time. But the healing of temple is the one in which I am connected and associated with, as you know me, as Archangel Raphael, as the angel of healing. I am deeply also connected with the Divine Mother. In Christianity, she had been called Mother Mary, and yet she is not of any religion or sector or dogma, for it is that was something that was made up in the collective programming, but she is a being of pure, unconditional mothering love, and her vibration there is deep and present. Also, Palos Athena, a being of truth, has been coming into the Temple of Healing to work, because truth, and is something we can work on another week, is essential right now, that you begin to align to what is true for you, and what is true in what you are hearing, and what is true that you want to align with, and to begin to discern and recognize truth is going to be of great value as time continues on this planet to change and to unfold. And so the Temple of Healing is one in which you move into the deep forest where there is beauty and greenery. And so we will do this now. So I'm asking you to close your eyes. And I want you to breathe in a beautiful emerald light. And breathe it all the way in from deep beneath the earth up into your body, into the heavens. And continue to breathe over and over and over. And as you're deeply breathing in and out, imagine roots coming down from the base of your spine and your feet, and down, down, down into the earth, as you are grounding into the magnificent and beautiful earth that is like the great mother who loves and holds you and cares for you and feeds you and brings you water and sunlight, nourishment, and unresolving love. Feel her presence and her energy. And as you take another deep, deep breath, I want you to just imagine now that you are beginning to disconnect from the physical body, that the etheric body is beginning to pull away, and you are beginning to float. And as you are floating now, your eyes are becoming heavier and heavier and heavier. And your attention is to the mountain air that is brisk and cold as you are now hovering over Northern California in Mount Shasta. And as you are hovering there, you feel the energy and you feel the crisp air, and the snow-capped mountain is beneath you. And as you look down at this mountain that is so majestic and filled with light, you notice that it is beginning at the very tip to open. And as it begins to open, you are dropping down, down, down inside the mountain. And as you are continuing to drop further and further down, down into the mountain, your feet all of a sudden land on something that is cold and feels like metal. You look down at it and you see that it is a golden disc, and it is made of pure gold. And as you are standing there, you see now in a circle all the other beings that are arriving and coming with you. And this is a gateway that is going to allow you now to drop into the etheric crystalline city. And it is that in the center of this golden disc is a slit, like the slit of an elevator. And as it opens, you drop down, floating down further and further into the mountain. And as you continue to drop down, the mountain goes way deep into the earth, and you keep going down. And all of a sudden, you feel yourself beginning to land. And as you land, you look and you see a being coming toward you and approaching you. This being is the color of violet, and it is filled with a radiant light and love. You feel the beauty of its presence and its strength and its power. This is the energy of the great Saint Germain. He is a master of transmutation. And as you see him approaching you in his velvet robe and his Maltese cross, he guides you to come into a space that is open and cavernous. And it is filled with amethyst crystal everywhere that is shimmering. And as you go inside, there are all these beautiful velvet cushions. And you choose one now and you sit down. And as you sit on the cushion, the others arrive and you sit together in this temple of beautiful amethyst crystal. And Saint Germain asks if you want to release and let go and transmute any old discordant energies. And as you nod your head in agreement, he turns on the violet flame that comes up underneath you. And as it comes up, it begins to clear your body, and it begins to swirl around and around like a violet fire of light. And it moves up your feet and your calves and your knees, clearing and releasing any tension or heaviness, and up your thighs and your hips and around your stomach and your back and your breasts and up to your neck and behind your head and in front and into your third eye and out your crown, as it clears and transmutes any discordant energy, dissolving it in this now moment, releasing it as it is purified and burned away. And as this is occurring now, you're going to lift out of the lifting of the vibration of the etheric body that is there even further, as if you're leaving a part of yourself there with Saint Germain being cleared, and another part is breaking away as you are lighter and floating. And as you float, you see ahead a brilliant light. And this light is warm and loving, and it is pulling toward you. And you float toward it, and as you move toward it, a figure comes into form. And that is I, Archangel Raphael. My cheeks are light and sweet, my hair is flowing and brown. My eyes are of green, and I wear a robe of green. I look to you and I say, my dear child, thank you so much for coming. Come with me into the temple now of healing. And as you walk with me, you find yourself in the deep, deep forest. And you feel the presence of the trees and the rustling of the leaves. There is a great deep moss beneath your feet, and there are ferns everywhere. Everything you look at, in a sense, is filled with green in every shade and every hue. Now you begin to see the color blue as you notice the waterfall and the creek and the babbling spring, for the water element is here. And now you attune to a new color, and that is of the great orange as the fire is burning nearby. You feel the vibration of the elements and the fairies, the devas, and the beings of light as you walk through this beautiful grove of this deep forest land. You come to a place, an opening now, a space. It is like a meadow, and the meadow is surrounded by a grove of trees that create a circle. And this circle of this presence feels so warm and welcoming, like a protective energy of great tall pine trees that are alive and filled with light. And you go into the meadow and you notice as you look down beneath your feet that it is filled with green moss, and little flowers are coming up, blooming here and there in pinks and purples and yellows. And it feels so inviting and soft. And so you lay down in this meadow. And when you look up, you see the pine trees and the branches and the dabbling of the light breaking through. And you are here now in my healing temple. And I will be here for you for the next 30 nights and beyond, anytime you want to come. And with me are many guides. One for your physical body, one for your emotional body, and one for your mental body. Tune in and see if you can sense them and feel their energy. Right now, they might just feel like a presence, or a name might come to you. Let's attune now first to the mental body and see the guide that is there for your particular mental body. And as you feel it, it's going to ask you, is there anything in your mind that you need to let go of? Is there anything that you're worrying about? Is there anything in the past that happened that you are dwelling upon? Is there anything in the future that you feel anxious about? Is there anything occurring in your mind that is not in the presence of the now? Whatever that is, the guide of the mental body, that is your guide and yours alone. It is an elemental being that is a higher aspect of you. It may have a color, a name, and a feeling. And as you attune to it, it says to you, give to me now, as I wash away and clear your mind of any discordant chatter, unnecessary thoughts of worry, pain, and anxiety. And as you hand it to them, you leave it there, knowing you do not need to carry that any longer. And as your mind now is clear, you turn to the next being, the being that is there to support your emotional body. And your emotional body being has many things to work on with you, but today it would like to work on forgiveness. And so as it approaches, attuned to its energy, its color, it may have a name, a feeling, or vibration. You might just feel the presence of it as it places its hand now upon your heart. And as it places its hand upon your heart, it looks to you and it says, do you need to forgive anyone in this now moment that you have not fully forgiven for any transgression? And if you do, you shall hand me their name, the incident and the situation, as I shall take it from you and pull it now from your heart, creating an opening in a space that may be filled with the emerald green light of healing. And as this occurs, he also asks you, is there anything within yourself that you need to forgive yourself for now, in which you feel bad or guilty or shameful of, that you are carrying, or perhaps is deep in the essence of your heart that you have forgotten? Pull it out now from your heart and hand it to me as your guide receives this energy and pulls it into their own heart as it is held for you now, creating a vacancy there and an opening to be filled with the emerald light of healing. And now you turn to the emotional body has been healed. You're going to turn now to the physical. And as you turn to the guide for the physical, the elemental that resides near and around you at all times, feel its presence. This being is the guide that keeps your heart beating and your lungs pumping, who works in your liver and your intestines and your brain and your eyes, is the intelligence and the life force of the energy that resides in your being. This is a very powerful force and a guide of light that may bring physical healing to anything within your body that you ask. And as you attune to its color, energy, name, and vibration, it scans your body. And as it scans it, it's going to tune into one area today in particular that perhaps is asking for your assistance, that has been aggravating you or talking to you, trying for a long time to get your attention. And once you have attuned to that scan and that place, ask the guide now to come toward you to that spot as he begins to move his hand in a clockwise position, starting to pull out any density, heaviness, discordant energy. It might look black or goopy as it begins to pull it out from you. And as it pulls it out, he says to you to attune to it and ask what it needs from you, what it wants you to do for it to heal. Take a moment now to take note of that. It might tell you to drink more water, to rest, to exercise. It might ask you to eliminate a certain food, to change your mindset. Whatever it is saying, listen deeply to make a note. And as the guide of the physical body, the elemental of that being begins to pull out this energy, it cuts a cord from the energy now as it consumes it for you, bringing its hand toward you and to that place as it cups it, and a golden light now pours into that space, filling it and healing it with a higher frequency of light. And as you turn now, you feel me sitting next to you as you lay in the meadow with the mossy green grass and the flowers blooming about and the dappling of the trees above and the scent of the pine, knowing that you have received a healing now in the mental, emotional, and physical body, remembering what it is that you have learned, knowing your vibration is clearer and higher than it was before you arrived. Familiarizing yourself with these guides, this place, this temple, knowing you may return here at any time to receive healing, and that we will be waiting for you here tonight with your intention to arrive again. With that, you may begin to rise, and as you float looking around with a big smile on your face, feeling lighter, more vibrant, healthier, clearer, stronger, and youthful, you begin to float. And as you float through the forest, you begin to see Saint Germain in the distance as his violet energy pulls you toward him. And as you become closer, you begin to notice again the beautiful amethyst crystal glistening in the light as you merge again with the other part of self that was left behind as it was transformed, transmuted, and healed, connecting these two energies of the emerald light and the violet flame. As they swirl together, you begin to go to the bottom of the entrance where you came into the mountain. You begin to lift up, up, up. As you begin to lift up and up, your head hits something cold, and you realize it's the golden disc as it begins to open. You come up from it and out the mountain as you begin to float and return to the physicality of the body that you know to be you now, in the dimension where it is that you are, stronger, healthier, clearer, and vital. Dropping into the body, taking a nice deep breath from all the way in and let go. And so it is.
So it is.
And with that, I send to you many blessings and much love. I will be awaiting you, as all the masters will, for your visitation at night in service to yourself, to the collective vibration of humanity, and to the great Mother Earth. Many blessings and good day.
Good day.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining today. I appreciate you being here. I love you guys. Now on the 19th, we'll have our special angel activation blessing. I hope you'll join us. Thank you for all your beautiful donations every week. I really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys next Sunday. I think that's December 12th for another connection with Raphael and activation. All right. Love you so much. I'm trying to unmute you. How do I do that, Casey?
Same way that
Here.
no.
I can't.
Click on the whole thing.
Be right there, guys. Maybe you can help me. I'm pretty out of it from channeling. Casey's gonna unmute you if you want to say hi and goodbye real quick.
There you go.
All right, you can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Same. Bye bye.
Gratitude.
Thank you. Bye.
See, love you all.
You,
Love
Casey.
you.
Thank you
Have a
so
beautiful
much.
day.
Word.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you, Kelly. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So
Thank you.
grateful.
Thank
Love you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. All right, I'm gonna
Thank
hang up.
you.
Love you. Bye, everybody.